Okay. So here's the deal. When I was young, I always thought I would be this amazing career person. It was like really my goal. I thought I'd be a big success. And my life didn't work out that way. And I had a corporate job, and then I thought I was going to start my own business, and it was just going to be fantastic. And it was a disaster. It just didn't work out. And that was like in 2007 or 8, and then I closed my business in 2009. And since that time, I've had this sort of malaise. You know, I'm not a good recoverer, and I've sort of been a little rudderless, thinking, you know, what should I be doing with my life? And when you're sort of in that state, you do a lot of things. You go see a career counselor, and you go see a therapist, and maybe yoga. And if that doesn't work, you know, shaman, fortune tellers. So with that sort of in mind, still trying to figure this out, last summer, my husband's like, oh, let's go to the Grand Canyon. The kids want to see Las Vegas. And I'm like, yes. And let's go to Sedona. Because in Sedona are the energy vortex. And they are healing. And I've read about them. And I'm thinking, if anything can give me direction in my life, it's the energy vortexes of Sedona. So I'm like, yes, we're going. So we go out west, and when we get to Sedona, I arrange an energy vortex hike with my family. And if you're out there, you know, this is this whole mystical thing out there. People go to Sedona, they want to be healed there. And people say, it's not BS, it's really true. And the trees grow in crazy spirals, and like water flows upside down. I don't know what it is, but I want to go and I want to experience this. I want this place to heal me, which they say can do that. And I know that's a little batshit. I totally know it's batshit. And my husband's like, it's whatever. But he's willing to pay for the private hike starting at Cathedral Rock. And so we start, and the guide, she's a hiker, and she's a woman, and she's got all this crystal jewelry on, which is a little unusual, because when you go to a hike, you don't think of someone wearing a lot of jewelry, but she's wearing a lot of crystal jewelry. And we get to the trailhead, and I say, I have to use the bathroom. And there's a bathroom there, and I walk into the women's bathroom. And it's disgusting. It's really gross. It's like, look, I don't even know what's, I think it's features. I don't know. I don't want to gross you out, but I say, I can't use this bathroom. And I see her kind of like, city slicker. And I'm feeling a little self-conscious, and I'm ready to pee on a cactus, because that's preferable. And my husband's like, just use the men's bathroom. It's cleaner. So I do. And then we hike, and I don't really, you know, I don't really feel anything. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel, but I don't feel anything. And then we get to this babbling brook. And this is where she's supposed to do the guided meditation. And it's perfect, it's beautiful, the book is babbling, but there are people there are kids there. So she said, we can't do it here, it's not private. I'll find another spot. So she takes us to another spot, and it's in this gorgeous meadow. And she's like, how about here? But it's Arizona in August. And it's like, you know, in the 90s, and it's late morning. And I'm thinking, there is no goddamn way I could sit for a half hour in the hot sun. I'm going to pass out. So I say, excuse me, this isn't going to work for me. I'm like, there's no way. And she goes, okay, we'll find another spot. And I could see, like, you know, the eye roll, right? So she finds another spot further down the river. And we sit there, and it's lovely. And she starts the meditation. And the water is babbling, and it's loud, and it's soothing, and I really can't hear her. I really can't hear her, but I just don't want to be high maintenance again and be like, excuse me, I can't hear you. I can't hear you when you're telling me to be like a dragonfly on the water. So I don't say anything. And I've done meditation. I've been meditating for years to try to figure out my life. But anyway, so I'm a good meditator, so I meditate, so I'm listening to the water, and I'm just like in my own world, and I think everything is going well until my son taps me on my shoulder and goes, Mom. And I look and I see like my whole family staring at me. She's like, didn't you hear us? And I'm like, no, I really didn't. And the guide looks at me and she goes, didn't you hear about the meditation? I said, honestly, I couldn't hear you. And she said, well, why didn't you say anything? And I said, well, I didn't want to be high maintenance. And she said, this was all for you. You're the one who wanted this, and you didn't say anything. And I was like, I know, I didn't say anything. And I felt like I was so mad at myself, and she said, we should never be afraid to ask for what we need. And of course, that like almost put me over the edge, because my kids could care less about the meditation. This was really like you know, my husband went to see Grand Canyon, kids went to see Vegas. This was for me, and I was like, I totally effed that up. Like I just ruined it. I didn't say, you know. She goes, I would have sat right next to you and whispered in your ear. So I was like, I just was so mad at myself, and I was so sad, and I just felt like an idiot, and I felt like, now the trees are never going to tell me what I should do with my life, and I know that sounds like crazy, but I was like, I totally fucked this up. Like the trees, I didn't connect to the earth, and so we hiked back, and the whole hike back, I was just so upset, and I could tell. I mean, my whole family knew. I couldn't freaking hide it. I mean, I was like, it was just like a joke, and I felt like an idiot because it's really insane to think the earth is going to tell you what you should do with your life. So we get back to the hotel, and my husband's like, I think you need some time alone. I was like, yeah, because I'm crazed. So he goes, go to the spa. Just go to the spa. I'll take the kids to the pool. So I go to the spa, and I'm like, what do you have? And they said, well, you could do a Reiki massage. I'm like, what's Reiki? They're like, well, they align your energy from negative to positive. I'm like, sign me up. I need that. So I go into the Reiki massage room, and the woman starts explaining about Reiki, ancient Japanese technique where they align your energy. And as she's talking to me, in the very beginning, I literally feel something move in my gut, like a rock or a boulder. And I start crying, like really crying, like sobbing. And I can't even stop. And the therapist is like, oh my God, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. I totally don't know. And I can't even stop. And then she's like, are you sure? I'm like, I don't know. And in that moment, I'm thinking, are you a witch? Because I'm thinking, this must be what it's like when someone is casting a spell on you. And it's like the most bizarre thing, because I am not a big crier. I'm like more like a single tear kind of a gal. This is like heavy, hysterical sobs. And it takes me a good 5 minutes to get myself under control. And the therapist is like, the energy vortex. It's all releasing energy. This is Sedona. She's like, I see this a lot. I'm like, oh my God. So I can't deny I have like this crazy experience, and then she puts me on the table, and then she massages the energy above me. Like I know it sounds crazy, but like the hands are like flowing. I don't know. Clearly I see the face here. Nobody's had Reiki, right? I mean, I can see you're all like, this is batshit crazy. It's totally crazy. It's Sedona. Like they live on this stuff. So she's massaging the energy, and when I'm done, I literally feel like I've had like some kind of outpatient procedure. So I get up and I'm a little woozy. She's like, drink a lot of water. But I can't deny that I am satisfied that those energy vortexing, they're for real. Totally for real.
Well, Terry, everybody. Very awesome to hear